Hello everyone, this is Insane Weather here, back with you guys with another tropical video. Today, we're going to be talking about how a hurricane forms and what it could do to areas in its path. It is 9:38 p.m. Eastern Time, May 22nd, 2023. Now, the big question is, what is a hurricane? Now, a hurricane that doesn't start off as a hurricane. It goes through phases. And in the Atlantic Ocean, hurricanes usually start off as little tropical waves, little tropical areas of disorganized thunderstorms, moving off the coast of Africa to the Atlantic Ocean, moving west. And as it moves through that body of water, it will start to increase in strengthening. And then we have a tropical disturbance that is issued by the National Hurricane Center. It's basically the area to watch. It is going to form in the next couple of days, next 48 hours, next 7 days, or can it, or it's just a body of you know, clusters of thunderstorms that is this area we need to watch where it could be headed and not expected to strengthen at all. Now, after tropical disturbance, it will start to strengthen. It will become a tropical depression. Now, a tropical depression is winds at around 38 miles per hour or less, moving across the ocean. Now, this doesn't really do a lot of damage. It can bring a lot of rainfall to wherever it hits, and tropical depressions is basically just weaker tropical storms, but stronger tropical disturbances. Now, as the tropical depression increases and strengthens, it will become a tropical storm with winds around 39 miles per hour to 73 miles per hour, and it gets its own name depending on the list. Now, tropical storms they usually look more organized. Thunderstorm activity is kind of in around around the storm, and it will start to have that counterclockwise circulation across the ocean or Atlantic Ocean. Now, after a tropical storm, we get a hurricane. The hurricane wind speeds have to be around 74 miles per hour or higher. Hurricanes are the strongest, and it could intensify depending on the environment it's in, and is it environment favorable for the hurricane to strengthening or any storm at that matter. Now, let's talk about the wind scales of the storm. Now, hurricane wind scale, category one storm is 74 miles per hour to 95. You see, that's when a hurricane gets its status of a hurricane when winds are around 74 miles per hour to 95 miles per hour. That's category one hurricanes. That's usually ones that form uh, around the Atlantic Ocean and Pacific Ocean. Those are usually the ones that form and die off. Now, most hurricanes don't reach uh, category four or five, but we'll talk about that. Category two hurricanes with winds at around 96 miles per hour. Now, in order to be a category two, has to have winds around 96 miles per hour and go up to 110 miles per hour. Now, they could do minor damage. It could snap trees down. It could blow roofs off. It could do a lot of stuff depending on the wind gusts too. Now, a major hurricane starts off with the winds at around 111 miles per hour. That's a category three. That's when a major hurricane comes into play. That's when it's classified as a major hurricane. Now, the National Hurricane Center, you'll start to see that M between in a storm's track. That's when it's winds at around 111 miles per hour or higher. Now, 111 miles per hour to 129 miles per hour, that's a Category 3 hurricane. That's the major hurricane. Category 4, you can see that is very rare, but it can happen with winds around 130 miles per hour to 156 miles per hour. That's Category 4. A little stronger than the Category 3, but not stronger than the Category 5. That's the limit right here. That's the strongest. It could be 157 miles per hour or higher. Most hurricanes reach around 160 miles per hour. So the storm, Category 5, you might want to get out the way if it's coming to your area, evacuate, uh, seek shelter, get supplies, whatever you need. Category 5 hurricane is nothing you want to play with. Category 3, 4, or 5 is really nothing you want to play with. Not any skip hurricane, really. But 3, you got to make sure you watch is Category 3, 4, and 5. So that's the categories of a hurricane. Tropical depression, tropical storm is 39 miles per hour to 74 miles per hour. That's tropical storm, and tropical depression is 38 miles per hour or less. Now let's look at the stages of the hurricane from the National Weather Service. You see right here is like tropical disturbance, tropical depression right here. You see it's very disorganized. Thunderstorm activity isn't really, circling the center. You see the storms are very wider. You see it very disorganized. So this would be like tropical depression. You can see right here, it's tropical. Maybe this may be like a tropical storm. You can see the circulation counterclockwise. When you see that spin, that's how you know it's getting very organized and thunderstorm activities is near the center. You can see the eye right here. This is the eye of the storm. This is how you know the storm is intensifying. Is expected to intensify. This is when usually it reaches hurricane strength wind speeds, and during the storm. And you can see the cycle going from, this is probably from the west coast of Africa as a tropical disturbance, tropical storm, to all the way to a hurricane. Now the cycle, this is probably hurricane wind speeds. You can see the eye. Let me see where really organized and well defined. Now as you see as it goes through the islands up here, Bahamas and the Puerto north of Puerto Rico, you can see the storm doesn't really have that eye anymore. It is like very disorganized. It doesn't really have that circulation anymore. That's because as hurricanes move do land, it doesn't like land at all. Actually, hurricanes do not like land, and as it moves through land, it can decrease in weakening. 'Cause it needs that body of water. Three things a hurricane needs is warm bodies of water, 79 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, moist air, not dry air. If a hurricane's trying to develop through dry air, really won't strengthen at all, probably dissipate, and it needs decreased level upper winds. Now, now let's talk about wind shear and how it comes to play with a hurricane. Now, wind shear is strong upper level winds high in the atmosphere that blow stronger than winds at the surface of the earth. Now, hurricanes do not like wind shear because it could disrupt the circulations of the higher cloud tops of the hurricane. It could blow it away from the center and it cause the hurricane to weaken and maybe dissipate. Now you can see the tropical cyclone. Let's say it's coming straight from Florida and maybe into the Gulf of Mexico and into the Panhandle of Florida. Uh, and we got a strong wind shear right here, come moving east towards the storm. It will weaken in the storm. It will blow the thunderstorm activity away and cause it become disorganized and maybe slow down a hurricane. So hurricanes do not like wind shear at all. And hurricanes, they like that warm body of water, 79 degrees or higher. They like moist air. Hurricanes need moist air to grow and become more severe and intense. And they like higher level, what's you call it, less wind shear. So hurricanes, they like warm bodies of water, they need moist air, and they need low upper level winds. And all that can factor in into a major hurricane because hurricanes, they need warm bodies of water to grow and fuel up from the ocean and fuel up to the storm so it could evaporate into the higher into the storm and cause the higher cloud tops to grow and grow and grow higher into the atmosphere. Moist air, it needs that moist air to grow and intensify as it moves across the ocean to wherever it needs to go, and it needs light upper winds. It can't have strong upper level winds, or the hurricane will not, intensify, and it will start to decrease as that strong winds higher in the atmosphere blow the higher cloud tops away. Now let's look at this graph. You can see the thunderstorm activities. Hurricane starts with a little thunderstorm and move as a tropical depression. Uh, you see that warm surface air rises. As it rises, the uh, you can see the clouds start to thickening, and you can see more thunderstorm activity. It will start to become better organized. Tropical depression, that's 38 miles per hour wind speeds or less. Tropical storm, 39 miles per hour through 73 miles per hour. This is a storm that's very, 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 it's starting to intense, and you can see the warm bodies of water uh, fueling up the storm right there. Now, as a hurricane makes landfall, you can see the kind of clockwise position. You can see that spiral position of that hurricane as it makes landfall. It'll just start to weakening. It doesn't like land at all, and the land can make it weakening and become a post-tropical storm in the next maybe 24 to 36 hours. Now, appreciate you all for watching my video. Which you like and subscribe, turn post notifications on. This is Insane Weather here, coming back with you guys with another awesome video, and I'll see you all later.